What's up, guys? It's Ian here, back today with another video. And I know I've been away for about 3 years. I got a job, but my position has been eliminated and I was replaced by AI. In an attempt to not draw any lawsuits upon myself, I'm not going to name the business because that's not too important. I will say that the business was just breaking even, and I was one of the higher paid employees at the business. So it was a reasonable decision for them to eliminate my position. I'm not going to hold it against them. That's not the important part of this video. The important part of this video is I wanted to tell you guys that I'm still alive, and I'm sorry that I stepped away for so long. Back then, it's really sunny here. I might put the glasses back on, but back then, when I was in the thick of making videos and training and everything, I really wanted to make YouTube my full-time job. I wanted to make it my profession, and yeah, I really wanted to make things work out. I guess I just never got the traction needed. I never actually unlocked the AdSense or revenue. Now it does seem like there's more different kinds of content. There's shorts, there's different types of content. There's live streaming. Maybe I'll get into some of those. Maybe I'll make some fight companions, watch some UFC with you guys, and give you my commentary as I watch the fights. Obviously, I can't show them on the screen, but I can watch them live and then talk through as I watch them with you guys. What I really wanted to talk about in this video, though, is related to the intro of the video. My position at the job that I worked at for the past 2 years, a little more than 2 years, was eliminated, and I was replaced by AI. What does that even mean? Because obviously you can't replace a person with AI, but any job that you do on a computer, it's probably not that safe, to be honest. You can replace a person using a computer with a lower paid person using AI, generally speaking, unless you have a really high skilled job. So, computer based jobs, they're becoming less and less safe. Now, if you have a specialty, like, multiple languages, you're coding, you're doing something really specialized that it would be hard to immediately replace with AI, then your job's probably a little bit safer. But long term, 5 or 10 years from now, things are looking pretty dubious. And I do think that the skilled workers in society, they are going to be the people like plumbers, electricians, carpenters, people who can build a house, because it's going to take a lot longer for robots to be able to fully build houses and maintain human infrastructure than it is going to be the point at which computers can fully operate by themselves, and more or less jobs like receptionists, computer-based jobs, they'll be completely obviated. Even things like personal training, it's risky. Definitely still a high risk career field to be in, because at this point AI can make you a training program, a nutrition program. It can do everything for you. A lot of wealthier clients that I've met in the personal training industry, it does seem as if what they're really looking for is companionship and advice. So there's layers to personal training that AI can't necessarily just replace, but a lot of these computer-based desk jobs, they're high-risk jobs. This video is going on kind of long, already at the 4.5 minute mark. One important thing I wanted to touch on is that I almost manifested my elimination. So I was like the assistant manager responsible for training all the front desk employees where I worked, and I did a good job of training them on a SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, if you haven't heard that acronym. I listed one of my strengths as being good at training people. I'm good at training trainers, teaching people concepts. I'm good at training front desk people, teaching people how to use computers. But with that said, one of the biggest threats is that because I'm so good at training people, I could easily train somebody to replace myself in a given position. And that's basically what happened, basically what I did to myself. So I kind of joked with them. I was like, yeah, this isn't really a skilled job anymore, because if I can train somebody to do my job in 5 to 10 days, that's almost just foreshadowing that the company is looking at this and it's like, wow, he makes significantly more than these other entry-level receptionists. And once he's trained them, it's easy and more profitable to just let him go. And that makes a lot of sense too, because if you're running a business, why would you accept all of that risk just to break even? I mean, a business has to make a profit because there's always the risk that it fails. So if you're not making a profit, why take the risk? It's not worth the risk if there's no profit, right? So I don't hold that against them at all. It's more just the nature of things. And what's interesting is that, I don't know exactly how long, but in the days or weeks, maybe even days, but yeah, really in the days to weeks before my elimination notice at the company, I was talking to the receptionist about this, because when we all received our SWOT analyses, and I was filling mine out, I kind of told them exactly what I told you in the prior portion of this video. And yeah, it makes perfect logical sense. And I didn't even know that I was being let go at that point, but I manifested this. And I can probably put this in a separate standalone video, but I'll briefly touch on it in this video just to get to the 10-minute mark. So this sounds like I'm complaining and I'm just talking about negative stuff, but I've really tried to be as objective as possible here, and I don't want this to come off as a complaint video. If anything, I want this to come off as a new beginning. This is like a return to YouTube, or at least an opportunity to return to YouTube. I want to give it another chance before I get too old. And who knows, maybe I could make a living off of this. That would be the dream, right? In a way, it might go against my moral code, because I don't know what I'm giving back to society at that point. I don't know if YouTubers really give much back to society. Maybe you give companionship and entertainment, and if anybody who's watching this does find it meaningful and you value this, then just know that makes me happy. Even if I never unlock the AdSense or the partner program, even, let's say like I die really soon. Yeah, I can use profanity. It's 8 minutes in. Let's say like I don't live that much longer. Something happens to me. If I can make a positive impact on any of the viewers and any of you guys, if I made a meaningful impact, or maybe my 1 female viewer out there, I'm very grateful. So that made it all worth it, even if I don't make money off of this. Yeah, it could be a new beginning. You can always look at things, the bright side of things. You can look at things in a positive light. If I had continued that job, it paid me just enough to make me complacent and unable to make any content or do anything else, but it didn't pay me enough to ever be able to afford a house. So I was kind of in this like limbo state where I was like earned enough to be kind of comfortable, but not enough to ever buy property and move out my parents' house, right? So yeah, I'm in this weird state, and I'll probably make a separate video talking about that, about the juxtaposition between most of us are raised and psychologically conditioned to believe that full-time jobs are necessary and they give you a sense of purpose. And having a sense of purpose is probably necessary for your psychological health, and full-time jobs are necessary to the degree to which they provide earning and your ability to continue to survive. But I think we need to unentangle all of these and really look at them as standalone topics instead of them being so intrinsically entwined, and we're unable to separate them. Because I've always had this kind of shame, maybe it's the inner Asian, but I have this inner shame when I'm not employed. When I'm unemployed, I have shame, I feel guilt, like I'm not doing enough. Obviously, I'm still applying for jobs right now. I lost this job less than a week ago. But I do feel like a subconscious guilt, and I wonder how much of it is socially conditioned. I do want to make a longer video talking about that. So I'll buy a better microphone, and I'm going to come back to you guys with some videos talking about, social conditioning, work, psychology, talking about manifesting things, how maybe there's upside in being eliminated from my job position. And yeah, hopefully I haven't lost all of you guys and been too long-winded here. Tried to make this as condensed as possible for an unedited video. But anyways, if you've stuck this far through the video, thank you for watching. I'm gonna make some more interesting content, hopefully. Please comment and let me know what you'd like to see. If there's an exercise tutorial, I know YouTube is fully saturated with exercise tutorials, so hopefully I can just deliver you thoughts from a unique perspective and be articulate. And please comment what you'd like to see, what you'd like to have me talk about or discuss, and I will talk to you soon.